Okay, here's a quick recap on what I'm doing. Who am I? My name's Jan. I'm a 51-year-old woman from Melbourne, and I'm sharing with you my story from a writing project that I started a couple of years ago, where I picked up this book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and began to use it to help me keep a sense of calm and peace in my life as things around me were just spiraling out of control. So my last few little videos have been about setting up some context of who I am and the anxiety and panic attacks I used to have when I was younger. And now I'm actually ready to share the 100 chapters of this book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. It's a great little book, written in 1997, but still very relevant. Although it doesn't have any references to social media. Fancy that. Thursday, 13th of February 2014. This is the first chapter of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Finding peace and harmony in your life should be easy, hey? But for some, it isn't. I spent a fair bit of time making conscious decisions about the type of life I wanted to live, and that required me to make some changes to my thinking. Once I decided that I didn't want to be a person who got irritated at everything and everyone, I was able to consciously start laying the paving for this to happen. Peace, harmony, and happiness was the road for me. And in order for this to happen, I needed to remind myself about the choices I made with words and actions. This becomes habit after a while, but you need to make a choice. So in case anyone is wondering, I am okay. I'm not losing my mind. We've ascertained previously that I'm of sound mind. I'm not depressed. I'm not having panic attacks because we ascertained previously that I've got those shit sorted. And I definitely haven't stopped eating. Trust me, I'm all good. I am, however, just checking in on myself and reminding myself of the importance of not sweating the small stuff, because the peace and harmony and happiness that I need in my life has to be restored. So chapter 1 in this book, and to reference it from the outset, it's Don't Sweat the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. And Google, I'm not holding back here. If there's errors, there's errors. I'm just going to keep on going. And Google can probably tell you more. It's about not sweating the small stuff. I know this is one of the books of thousands out there that would be classed as self-help. I refer to this one as so many things I have practiced seem to be covered off in it. So what is the small stuff? Well, it's pretty much anything, but it's different for most people. It takes a long time for me to get angry about anything. Like, what's the point? What does it prove? I personally don't think getting angry proves anything apart from not being at peace. I don't yell. I never yell. I don't like to argue. I like to find peaceful resolutions, and for me that seems a calmer way to deal with any problem, big or small. In chapter 1, he talks about something as irritating as driving. Sure, there are idiots on the road, and I think they're probably becoming worse. And I've been one of them, more than once. But for someone whose predominant place of panic and anxiety was when driving, it's really important for me to keep calm. And this is a biggie for me, as even now, if I'm out driving in heavy traffic alone, I seem to always have that passenger, Mr. Anxiety. He sits in the passenger seat. He sits and he looks at me with his invisible grin waiting to pounce. Well, fuck you, Mr. Anxiety. I'm just going to digress a bit about that driving stuff. So I often found that when I was driving in certain places, I would have a panic attack or feel really anxious, especially if I was caught in traffic. If I was on the freeway and I could see ahead that there was traffic and it was blocked, forget it. I needed to pull off the road. And to be honest, I would sometimes sit for very long periods of time waiting for that traffic to clear so that I could actually feel able to start driving again. And I'm sure this is a common thing that people who've had anxiety or panic attacks feel. It's shit. No wonder you're always late to your destination, because you're stuck on the side of the road having a freaking panic attack. I would sometimes plan the route I was going to take because I didn't want to find myself caught up in traffic, and I'd sometimes take the long way because I didn't want to get caught up in traffic and feel that feeling of anxiety and that passenger in the seat there waiting to pounce on me. I hated it. Anyway, onward. I know it can be hard because really all the people doing stupid stuff like wanting to get in the lane ahead of you or not using their blinkers when they are going straight ahead, and then they suddenly turn, how dare they? Or they're barging in on the roundabout, or driving too slow or too fast, or a million other reasons why they wouldn't want to be out to ruin your day. I can't let other people bother me when I'm driving. In fact, if I do feel a little irritated while driving, I remind myself that if I was to react, then I'm probably just as bad as them. And I'll be losing my concentration and maybe putting myself and others at risk. I also like to think about the other person's story, the other people on the road who are doing the stupid things. Has something just happened to them? Has something happened to cause them to be doing all this annoying stuff? Has a true emergency happened? And are they genuinely in a hurry, or are they just stupid? Either way, let people go in their way. It's so much nicer to get to your destination feeling calm. I think it's, as I said, road rage is just out of control, and I really don't know what's going on in the head of the other person who's driving in the car next to me. So I just look out for me. Anyway, note to self, don't waste your energy on the small stuff. Save your energy for all the good stuff. That's a no-brainer, really.